guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today, against my better judgment, we are trying Copycat Beauty. So many feels about this brand. Just straight away, I want to say I don't believe in these companies who just like pop up out of nowhere and mimic and copy other brands' products that they've put all their work and passion into by designing the packaging, designing the color flow, the formula. I mean, the idea to take that, rip it off, make some cheap version and try to sell it as a dupe or, you know, the same thing but for a cheaper price. It's horrible. So I really hate that I gave my money to this, but I can't help that the little, you know, curious little beast inside of my body wanted to actually try it and be like, is it decent? I don't know. I had higher hopes when I looked at it online. Then I received it and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Where did this makeup come from? Is it even safe? Super weirded out. So anyway, I bought a ton of stuff. We're gonna try a lot of things on today. I already have my base laid down because thank God they don't have foundation or concealer that I saw anyway. I hope they don't get into copying that because I worry about people's skin. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you what I got. So if you don't know about Copycat Beauty, the face of the brand is Danielle Bergoli, which you guys might know as the Catch Me Outside girl. I first saw her the day that episode aired on Dr. Phil. If you don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you know because I seem to talk about him way too often, I'm a diehard fan of Dr. Phil, almost like a creepy obsessed fan. My one dream is to go on his show. When I was in high school, I wrote to be on his show like 100,000 times and he never answered. I guess my problems weren't bad enough for Dr. Phil. Anyway, he's still daddy. I love him. So Danielle Bergoli said she was coming out with a makeup line and I was like, okay, this could be cool because honestly, I'm always rooting for this girl. I am. There's something to be said about a person who goes on TV, is made fun of by all of the world for being absolutely crazy, and yet she spins that and turns it into a brand, her own self being a brand, and now she's a musical artist, and so I'm always rooting for her. I thought, wow, if she actually comes out with a banging makeup company, that's gonna be amazing. Then you see what the brand actually is, which is Copycat Beauty, which I'm pretty sure she's just being paid to be the face of. I don't think she has anything to do with the company whatsoever. And it's just like, I wish she would have taken it seriously. If she was actually interested in makeup, I wish she would have actually tried to come out with a decent line. Like, this is such a bad idea, just all around. First thing I was confused by, so I did order eyeshadows, I ordered lipsticks, I ordered mascara. I was so confused by the packaging. Everything is in these little papery cartons and they say Go To Beauty on them. There's no Copycat label. There's not even any ingredient labels on them. There's no shade names on the packaging. And I was like, okay, this is officially the creepiest makeup I've ever seen. There's nothing official about this brand. So I was like, okay, what is Go To Beauty? I did some quick research online, not even research. I typed in Go To Beauty and the first thing that pops up on Google is who has registered this brand. It was Crown Brushes. To me, I always thought Crown Brushes was a really reputable brush brand. I actually started out using their brushes when I first started my channel. I went to IMATS and I bought a ton of Crown brushes and I remember them being very good actually. I think they had like a Badger brush line that I really loved back in the day. So I'm confused. Crown Brushes has been around forever. Why they would do something so cheap and tacky, I have no idea. A little disappointed in that. Anyway, that's where we are. So this is backed up by Crown Brushes, which is very, very strange to me, but I don't know how any of this works, so whatever. The worst part is it's like not even just the little box packages that are terrible. It's the cheapest feeling makeup you will ever feel in your life. So these are the lipstick tubes. They're the standard matte black bullet lipsticks, not one shade name on these, just these weird codes. They say Go To on them. It just feels so cheap, so light, so plastic, so horrible. The makeup, I don't know. The lip color looks pretty and we're gonna try these out, but I'm telling you, it's the cheapest thing you will ever feel in your entire life. I also picked up some lip glosses, which again, have that weird label on them, feel super duper cheap. They're pretty, but they feel really cheap. I have a mascara. I think the mascara is supposed to be close to the Tarteist, or they say it's a dupe for the Tarteist mascara, as well as the Tarte liquid liner. I have a little gel liner. It is black. Again, looks super cheap and weird. I also picked up some of their liquid glitter eyeshadows. Of course, these are supposedly dupes for the Stila ones. I've actually never tried the Stila ones, so I can't say, but it's just, ugh. And then I also got a ton of palettes. So this is the Ambience palette. It's supposed to be like, is it Hourglass that has those beautiful ambient light powders? So this is the Go To Beauty Ambience powder. Again, what is with the name Copycat, but then it's actually Go-To Beauty. I don't understand that one bit. This is the saddest looking palette I've ever seen. It in no way resembles the ambient powders. They look horrible. I hate the small tiny mirror. The packaging is horribly cheap. Again, can't speak for the product just yet. We're gonna try that today, but girl, I don't think so. Then we have the Beach Glow palette, which is supposed to be close to the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palettes. I like the holographic packaging, but you know, who cares about that? This is what it looks like when you open it up. And these highlighters look so lackluster. They don't even look close to Anastasia highlighters. Oh, ew. This smells weird. This smells really weird. Like Play-Doh and crayons or something. Those look pretty, but I don't know. It smells weird. There's a smell. I'm like gonna get a headache. This is the exposed palette, exposed one. This is horrible. Oh, this looks horrible. The cheapest looking blush palette I have ever seen. This reminds me of, do you know around holiday time, Ulta Beauty comes out with a lot of holiday makeup kits, and they're not Ulta brand. They're like no brand. They're very weird, generic, not an actual brand palettes and things like that. Super, super cheap. That's what this looks like to me. Ew. The smell, I'm telling you, the smell, it's so Play-Doh, crayon, plastic, chemical yuckiness. Wow, I'm actually getting a bit of a headache. It's like bothering, like my nose is getting a little runny and stuffy. I'm like, what is it doing to me? This is the Modern Fairy Tale palette that is supposed to be close to Modern Renaissance. Oh no. This, do you see how cheap this looks? That is the tiniest, weirdest mirror. It's like, don't even bother. And the shades look so just lackluster. Let's compare it to the actual Modern Renaissance. Okay, mine's quite beat up, so bear that in mind. Even with my Modern Renaissance being a little trashed, Modern Renaissance looks so much better. Like, look at this shade compared to this shade. It's so much richer. There's so much depth, vibrancy. Even they couldn't even get the brown right. This is like super ashy, and this is actually dense. It has, you know, just depth to it, richness. Ew. Okay, we're gonna give it a go. I think that's all I got. And then I did buy, this is so stupid. They're selling a hairbrush. I tried it this morning. It's supposed to be comparable to the wet brush. No. It like tugs every hair and it hurts. It was like pulling hairs out of my head. No, absolutely not. I don't know. I don't have high hopes right now. I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm gonna try to be really, really fair. I really am. If it's really amazing, I'll tell you guys. I don't see it being anything to write home about, and I don't think it's gonna blow our skirts up, okay? So I first guess we're going to start with the Modern Fairy Tale palette, which is supposed to be like Modern Renaissance. I don't think so. I'm gonna first start by dipping into this shade. I'm gonna use this tiny ass little dinky mirror. What I'm just angry about is Crown Brush. Why did they do this? Why didn't they just focus and really make an outstanding makeup brand? Why try to make something that looks weird and sketchy? I don't get it. What is the point of that? It's not showing up too much yet. A few more layers here. I wasn't going to do a side-by-side comparison with this palette, but I think I'm going to. I think I need to. So going into the same shade with Modern Renaissance. Instantly so much more pigmented. In fact, I took too much of the Modern Renaissance because I was taking so much out of the Modern Fairy Tale palette that just kind of went crazy. The colors are not exact. This one's kind of like a pea yellow. It's definitely not showing up as good as Modern Renaissance. Next, I'm gonna go into this shade here. Super powdery. And what's weird is, like, I'm tapping the excess off the brush, but then it's like everything almost leaves the brush. There's like not a lot of eyeshadow left on the brush. That doesn't look terrible. It's just very sheer. For a rich, warm brown like this, it should not be so sheer. And I do just want to say, if you guys ordered this makeup, if you liked it, good. I hope you did, because I never want you to waste your money on anything you don't like. If you're curious about this brand, I hope this video answers any questions you might have. But for me, it's just ethically and morally kind of gross to just, I understand if you find a natural dupe in the world, if you find a product that you think really compares to something else, that's fantastic. But a brand that just so obviously, like on their website, they will post this palette, this Modern Fairy Tale palette, next to Modern Renaissance, and it literally says, like, you know, get this for so much cheaper. And it's just like, wow, you really have no shame in your game, do you? So this color did not go on too terribly. Now going into Raw Sienna in the Modern Renaissance, which is what this shade's supposed to be like. I definitely much prefer the tone of the Raw Sienna shade, and it's much more pigmented. I'm hardly having to dip my brush in the palette very much. It's just so much more opaque over here. I just feel like it just, it looks really nice. Next, I'm gonna go into this muted, very muted burgundy and layer that right in the crease there. I had to dip my brush back in one more time because I really wasn't getting the payoff that I wanted. And the shades are kind of muddying together a bit. It's like it just doesn't have that warm depth to really separate the tones. I feel like when they blend together, they're starting to get a little murky. And what's weird is I think they're supposed to be matte, but I feel like I see some type of sheen in there. Now going into Red Ochre in the ABH palette. Oh yes, you cannot beat this red tone. Do you see how much more bold and just beautifully blended that looks? This one just, ugh. Here's our progress so far. I obviously prefer this eye. I can't lie to you guys. Next, let's take this deeper espresso shade on the outer corner. I feel like that's hardly applying anything. I went back into the palette a little bit, build that up as deep as I'd like it for all the shadow I just picked up. I thought it would be a little deeper. Not a little deeper, but I expected more. Now into Cypress Umber in Modern Renaissance. Oh yeah, see? Instant depth. It just looks so much better. So much more, I mean, where is the depth on this eye? This eye is horrible. This one, love. I'm then gonna take a little bit of Tempera in Modern Renaissance along our brow bone, and then some of the lighter shade in Modern Fairy Tale. This eye just, like every time I add another color, I feel like more of it is just like blending away. It's not staying opaque and staying put and blending nicely. It keeps going away. I don't know where it's going. Okay, for me, it's safe to say that this does not even measure up or compare to Modern Renaissance. I mean, look at this beautiful color, all these beautiful tones showing through. This one just, ew. That's all I can say is ew. Now, I'm going to try both of these since I don't have this Stila liquid shadows. I don't have anything to compare it to, but I want to see both shades. And I will say I swatched these on my hands last night and they looked really pretty. So it makes me really want to buy the Stila ones because, I don't know, they just looked gorgeous. So I can't even tell you guys the shade names because there's no shade names on anything. This is GLS02. If that means anything. The glitter does look gorgeous in it. I swatched it on my hand and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. But it just made me want to buy the Stila ones because I'm like, well, I just know that those will be better. It's pretty. It is. I will say though, after I swatched it on my hand last night, I just kind of left it. Probably within 30 to 40 minutes, it was crumbling everywhere. I just saw like glitter flying everywhere as I was typing on my computer. So that's the one thing I will say. I don't think they wear that well. It looks gorgeous, I won't lie, when you first put it on, but I don't know of its lasting capabilities. This other shade is GLS01. It's also a little, this one's really, really dry, but pretty. It's like nothing's getting on the brush when I go in there. It feels like it's all dried out or something. Yeah, this one for some reason is a little more difficult to work with. I'm just confused on why Crown Brush didn't make a real makeup line. Like, do it. Like, why? Why settle and go like the cheap weird route? So I will not lie. Those look really pretty on the eye. They were a little dry in application. And I kind of had to like dig the wand in there a lot to get it to start showing. But as of right now, they look okay. I'm going to tightline with the Ulta Beauty gel liner. That's the other weird thing. I keep wanting to say Ulta Beauty, but isn't it supposed to be Copycat Beauty? I don't get it. This is the black gel liner. I'm really afraid to put this on my eye. It looks nice and black. There's a little oil residue on the top there, as you can see, so that's kind of weird. Attempt to tightline with this a bit. It's going on smooth. It's not the blackest black I've ever used, but it's going on. I forget if this is supposed to be a dupe for anything, so I'm going to look on my phone. Oh yeah, this is, so they're really coming for Tarte in the eyes department. This is supposed to be compared to the Tarte gel liner, their clay one. And then their liquid liner pen that we're gonna use next, this is supposed to be the Tarte Man Eater liquid liner, which I actually didn't love Man Eater. I felt like it came off really easy, so honestly, I don't care much about that comparison, but it's not the blackest black I've ever used, but it's not horrible. Yeah, it's weird. I kind of have to keep layering it to get a real black. Now it looks decent, but that did take a few layers. Wow, now that I've gone to the second eye, it's like drying, which is not a good sign because this is my first time using this. Trying to fill in those spots, but it's like not much is coming out. Maybe I need to like shake it a bit. All right, let's try this again. It's a little patchy. I don't know. It's a little weird. Now for mascara, this is supposed to be comparable to the Tarte Tartist mascara, which is one of my favorite mascaras in the world ever of all time. Do I have one? I do! I have one right here! Perfect. So we can compare. So I will do this eye with the Ulta Beauty, Copycat I mean, what the heck is going on? Let me compare the brushes real quick. Oh, the brushes are like not even remotely similar. So the actual Tarte one's way longer and way thinner, which is what I love about it because I always get mascara all over my face. So I love how thin and long it is. This one's quite bulky. Let's try it. Oh, it smells horrible. Again, it's this weird plastic Play-Doh waxy smell. I think it's really strange that their mascara smells just like their eyeshadows and just like their lipsticks and like, what? Why do they all smell the same? That's weird. It's not even a good smell. Don't mind a makeup-y smell. In fact, like, I love the way makeup smells, even if it's not a fragrance makeup. Like, I kind of like a makeup smell. Like Maybelline or CoverGirl, for some reason, I love how they smell. This is not a good makeup smell. That doesn't look too bad. It's not clumping, so that's good. Decently black formula. Okay, interesting. I know I got a little mascara on my lower lashes, so I'm gonna have to clean that up, or on my lower lash line. But again, that's why I love the Tarteist brush, because it's so thin. I don't always stamp it, you know what I mean? Okay, now trying the real version. This is a little dried out, so hopefully it's not completely used up. The Tarte mascara definitely looks a lot more like fanned out. I don't know if you can, this one is more clumpy now when I compare it. This one, like almost instantly, it thickens each individual lash without mucking up together. They look so much more lengthened and extended on the actual Tarte mascara eye. I mean, even on the lower lashes, to me at least, the Tarte side just looks so much more elongated. I have really short lower lashes, so it's nice to see them pulled down. This one got so icky. It like stamped all over my lower lashes, so I'm trying to knock that off. The Tarte definitely wins it for me. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see a good comparison, but I feel like they're just so much more bold and lengthened on the Tarte side. So it's a big NO to the mascara. Okay, I need to get into this Ambience palette, and I wish I could find my actual Ambient palette. I'm telling you, I looked everywhere. I'm like, where could it be? I think I just remembered where it is. Oh my gosh. I will be right back. Oh my gosh, I found it. I cannot believe I just found it. So this is not the exact Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette they're trying to recreate, but it's the only one that I have, so I'm going to use it. This was the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette. So cute. So gorge. The powders are so buttery soft. Then we have the Ulta Beauty one where they look okay. The smell is so overwhelming though. That's kind of really irritating. The Ulta Beauty ones just look so much cheaper than the actual Hourglass. The Hourglass looks so much better. This top one and this one to compare, again, I know they're not exact, so they're not going to match up, but you know, we'll give it a go. So I'll do the Hourglass blush. Did I say this one? Yes. On this side of the face. Such a cute natural glisten. Love that. Oh, they give the prettiest little sheen. And then I will do the top one of the Ulta Beauty. And if you think these look fun and decent, I'm not telling you not to buy them. You know, if you think you could get some use out of it, definitely pick it up for yourself. Just strictly in comparison, they're just not the same. This has a pretty glow. I won't lie to you. That's a nice glow, but it's a little ashy on my cheek. So that's probably a little too light for me. Yeah, it looks just a little ashy there. Let's go into the highlighter palette. Now, I don't have the matching Anastasia palette. I used to. It actually broke. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this. Highlighters aren't hard to do. I'm going to try this one. So I actually think this, other than the smell, my God, the smell is awful. That's quite blinding, so that's nice. I'm going to try a little bit of this one. It's a decent highlighter, I won't lie to you, but the smell is absolutely terrible. Oh my God. I'm like, ugh, I can smell it everywhere. I think I even saw someone on Twitter talking about how they smell. They were 100% correct. If you're concerned with heavy scents, it's got a lot of scent. It's a nice glow though, but honestly, that doesn't impress me much. Everyone can produce a very easy working highlighter these days. Let me set the makeup real quick. That was too much highlighter, whatever. So for lips, I'm gonna do a nude. I'm gonna first take, again, there's no name, G Lip 02. Even the lipstick has a weird plasticky smell. It's not as bad as the palettes, but there's a smell. It's a pretty color. And now the GLG01 lip gloss. It's so annoying how there's no shade names. It's a pretty peachy color. So that's it. That's my face. It doesn't look horrible. It's just when you break down each product, it's not as best as it could be. Like this side where I use the Modern Renaissance, I so much prefer over the shadows here. They really faded. They never really got to the, you know, the impact that I wanted. They never quite got there. I don't think so. Again, you get what you pay for. They are really, really cheap stuff, but I mean, we have really affordable brands that make amazing products like e.l.f. and, you know, brands like that. So, I just feel weird about the brand. I won't lie. I just feel weird. I feel weird knowing it's actually by Crown Brushes, and they say it's called Copycat Beauty, but then not anywhere on any of the packaging does it say Copycat Beauty. It all says this go-to beauty situation. I'm like, what is the real thing here? It's like sketch from the start, and that's just like, I don't love that. Just like, if you give me a weird feeling, I don't really want to use you. And again, I don't love the fact that they kind of just rip, not even kind of, they are so blatantly obvious that they're stealing their concepts from these high-end brands. And I know not everyone can afford the high-end brands, so I get why you'd want to dupe, but I'm telling you, there's way better authentic dupes. For example, for the Modern Renaissance, Wet n Wild, they have an amazing little eyeshadow palette that is such a close dupe to Modern Renaissance. It's wonderful. So that's basically my thoughts. I just feel icky. I feel icky about the whole situation. I'd rather give my money to Wet n Wild, to e.l.f. Beauty, to those other more reputable, affordable brands. Yes, it worked, but I don't like love having it. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be a hater. It just, I felt sketched from the beginning, especially when I opened the packaging and I see there's no Copycat Beauty anywhere. It's all go-to beauty. That's so weird. That's how I feel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've tried any of these products. Do you plan on trying any of them? I'm telling you, buyer beware. This stuff's a little weird. The smell is so heavy. I have a headache from it, and that just creeps me out. So bear that in mind. I love you guys for watching today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!